I love Spider-Man Homecoming. I didn't necessarily love it the first time I watched it, but after watching it around 3 times, I can wholeheartedly say that it's my favorite MCU movie. I'm not saying it's necessarily the best MCU movie, but it's my favorite. And I think that the reason for that being is that Spider Man is just a really special character for me, and seeing him do justice, get justice in a movie, it's just, I don't know, this is gonna sound really stupid, but like it just sort of warms my heart, and I just feel like Spider-Man Homecoming just nails it. It just nails it right in the head, right in the dick. It gets it, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. This movie gets right what I love about Spider-Man, and that's him being a teenager in high school and having to balance that with also being a superhero. It also really helps that Tom Holland feels like a kid. And he's not a teenager. I think he's like 20 now, but he still feels like a kid. Like Tobey Maguire was like 45 when they cast him in that first Spider-Man movie, and Andrew Garfield. I liked Andrew Garfield, but he was still clearly like a 35-year-old man. And in this movie, it's like they're all teenagers. Every student in the high school is teenagers, or they're teenagers. And like I remember there was one scene in the Amazing Spider-Man that really highlighted that problem, where like it was like Flash, and he was like bullying this kid by like sort of like putting him in a trash can, and that kid is a kid. That was a full-on kid, like maybe 13, 14. And Flash was like a 35-year-old man. And that just goes to show you that, like, why did they cast adults to play kids? It never made any sense to me. Although actually, when I think about it, it's like I guess they sort of did that because they then have like in the first two Spider-Man, well, not the first two Spider-Man movies, but like the first two Spider-Man iterations, like they would have him graduate high school at the end of the first movie, and that's just so dumb because the best part about Spider-Man is him being a teenager, and then they just get away from that right after the first movie, and it's not like you ever like really see him in high school. Like that's just, man, this movie Spider-Man Homecoming, it nails Spider-Man better than any of the other Spider-Man movies before, while also introducing, like, not introducing, but sort of like, okay, we're not going to tell a traditional Spider-Man story. He's going to have different friends. We're not going to give you the origin story. So this is technically different, but it still feels the most like Spider-Man. And by that I mean that like it's not Harry Osborn. Harry Osborn isn't his best friend. It's Ned. The love interest isn't MJ. It's not even Gwen Stacy. It's Liz Allen. Nobody knows about Liz Allen unless you've seen like Spectacular Spider-Man. Maybe she was in a comic. I don't know. But by the way, bring back Spectacular Spider-Man. All right, the best, easily the best Spider-Man cartoon, probably the best superhero cartoon. Yeah, I've seen Batman the Animated Series. Spectacular Spider-Man is better. It's just better. It's better than Teen Titans. All these cartoons are coming back. Teen Titans coming back. Young Justice is coming back. Bring back Spectacular Spider-Man. Do it, Marvel, you cowards. You hacks. Kevin Feige, what are you doing over there? Bring back Spectacular Spider-Man. I know you don't deal with TV. After, I don't know, you had that dispute with Ike Perlmutter. I don't know. I don't even remember what that was about. But, just do it. Coward. These guys, wait, why would you cancel it? Okay, so they canceled Spectacular Spider-Man, and they introduced Ultimate Spider-Man. Alright? Not even nearly even remotely, they're not even on the same level. But it's alright, Ultimate Spider-Man, it's fine. It's more for kiddies, it's for the kiddies out there, even though all these cartoons are for kids. But, Ultimate Spider-Man, whatever, it's all wacky. Not trying to tell a good story necessarily. It's fine. All right, it was entertaining enough. But then they cancel that show. And what this is probably going to be a video on its own. They canceled that. But that's not enough for them, is it? They then have to make another Spider-Man show. one of the most god awful things I've ever seen. If you haven't seen the 2017 Spider-Man reboot, oh my, it's it is truly horrendous. I was almost about to kill myself when I saw it, just because obviously I have no life, and I hold this fictional character so near and dear to my heart that I was gonna end my life because they made a cartoon for children that I didn't like. But what are you doing, Marvel? Bring back Spectacular Spider-Man. I don't I don't know why I went on that rant. Back to what I was saying. What was I even saying? I don't even remember. Oh yeah, this is different because there's different friends that he has. It's so different, but it's the same character. Same. It feels most like the character. Whatever. Who cares? You don't care. Why are you even watching this video? And they even managed to sort of twist the trope that all of Spider-Man's villains are like part of his life. In that Peter didn't know that the Vulture was part of his life because he turns out to be Liz Allen's dad, and that's a really cool twist. And the Vulture was just a great villain in general. Like, up until that point, we didn't have that many great, even good MCU villains. But the Vulture was really great. You really understand his motivation. His motivation is that Tony Stark's a dick, and the government stopped him from being able to do construction worker things. It was a completely believable motivation. Like you're never like, what you're doing is okay, but you do understand why he's doing it, because the government, they are dicks. They're just stepping all over small businesses. Why am I getting political in this video? Yeah, he's a good villain, really good villain. But Michael Keaton is so good. Like, this movie, I feel like this movie kind of brought Michael Keaton back. I mean, like, yeah, he was in Birdman, but who cares about Birdman? This is the only Birdman that I care about. I don't care about your Oscar-winning film. It was all one shot, artsy, fartsy garbage. No one cares. Get out of here. Guy who also directed The Revenant. I don't know what his name, Alfonso Cuarón. No, I think that's a Harry Potter director. I have no idea what his name is. What's his name? I should probably edit this out, but I'm not going to. I have no idea. Like, they made the Vulture a good villain. How do you have to give them props for that. Like, the Vulture is like one of the worst Spider-Man villains. It's just an old dude with wings, and they made Vulture scary, intimidating, and even with all that, they make you care about him. Like, that's some impressive work there, dude. Even, like, it's just, this movie's so good. It's so good. I like old Aunt May. I feel like she has her place. But at the same time, I kind of like Aunt May being, like, not just this, oh, I'm so old. Let me tell you this story about me and Uncle Ben, how we were walking on the beach or whatever. Oh no, I'm so old. I'm gonna die in any moment. I could just be dead because I'm so old. Yeah. Then Marissa Tomei, she's just yeah, she's something. She sure is something. She's something. I also really like Flash because I don't know because I'm 18. I recently just graduated from high school, and like, I don't know if this is just my experience, but I feel like there really aren't bullies, like old school bullies anymore. I don't know, maybe I just didn't go to that bad of a school, and I went to like a normal public school. But yeah, like I really like this take of Flash where he's just a prick kid. And I knew a kid just like him. I knew a kid just like that. Just this kid who thinks he's better than everyone else. And he's not bigger than anyone else, but he just thinks he's better than everyone else, and he just has that smarmy attitude. Like, I love Flash in this movie because, he's not just the old school bully like, oh, give me your lunch money. Oh, I'm gonna kick your ass. Buh, I'm gonna throw you in a trash can. Let me put you in your locker. Buh. He's just a prick kid. And you know what? He was an asshole, but I like that about him. yeah, and it's just another example of them just sort of twisting things around, but it's still totally feeling like Spider-Man. And the movie's also really funny. I feel like most of the jokes just consistently land, but it also has heart. The movie has a lot of heart, and that's great. Like, it's just a solid movie aside from it being a Spider-Man movie. Oh man, and like one of my favorite scenes is when he's stuck under the rubble and he has to get up, but he's like, you can and he's like struggling, and it's just like it's such a well done scene, because it's like he's just that scene like really reminds you that this is just a kid, and him, he's like kind of like whimpering, and it's just like I actually like really like felt for him. Like, I remember when I first watched that in the movie theater, I was like, oh god, because it's like he's just a kid and he really feels like a kid, and Tom Holland sells that really well. Like, they do such a good job of like introducing Spider-Man into the MCU, and having Iron Man be in the movie, but it's still totally being a Spider-Man movie. And oh man, it's so like Iron Man is so good. Like, I feel like it was so smart having him in there, because it's not, Uncle Ben isn't in there, because they don't want to retell the origin story. But then Iron Man sort of comes in to play the Uncle Ben role, and oh man, it's just so smart and so well done. I also thought it was such a really cool thing that they did, where like when Ned unlocks hacks into his suit and unlocks all the different capabilities, because it's like this all makes sense. Like, Iron Man would make him a suit, and he would give him a suit with a bunch of abilities. But I love how they frame it in this movie that he's not ready for that yet, though, because it's like, I don't want to see a movie where Spider-Man's just in an Iron Man suit. Like, that's not really Spider-Man to me. And I feel like this movie frames it so well, where it's like it's logical to where, yeah, like Tony would be preparing him for that, and they really emphasize here that Peter's not ready for this stuff yet. So yeah, that all that stuff was so great and so well done. Yeah, no, I mean, this movie's great. It's so good. But I guess I'll talk about some of the stuff that I don't love about it. I don't love a lot of the action in it. Like, none of it's bad or anything, but none of it really stands out. Like, where like the MCU has some like incredible action, like Captain America, Winter Soldier, Civil War, all that stuff is great. I feel like the Iron Man movies did a bunch of really creative stuff with the Iron Man suits, and like none of the fights particularly stand out. Like, they're all great. I think all the character moments with Spider-Man while he's fighting is really good. Like, all the like him being quippy, that stuff's great, because I feel like you it's Spider-Man quippiness, real hit and miss. I feel like this movie nails it. But yeah, but like none of the choreography was particularly great. Like, none of it's bad, but none of it's great either. It's just there. But it's, that stuff doesn't really bother me. I don't know, like, what else I didn't love about the movie? Yeah, like, I think I mentioned this before, but I didn't really love Liz Allen. I don't know, I just didn't really like her as a character or as a love interest. Like, she was just kind of like, Peter, come hang out with me, blah. But she just wasn't interesting, Like, the Liz Allen in Spectacular Spider-Man, like, at first, she's just like this, this cheerleader that doesn't care about Spider-Man. But then as she slowly starts liking Peter, and then when they start dating, she becomes an actual interesting character. But Liz Allen's whatever. She's just like this, just it's kind of like a piece of wood that's just there. Nothing interesting about her. But yeah, I don't know. What else did I like? See, I actually have to think about the stuff that I don't like about this movie. So yeah, but also, yeah, another thing that I wanted to mention was that I really like the way that they sort of teased Miles Morales, because Donald Glover's in the movie, and he plays I don't remember the villain's name, but he mentions that he has like a nephew, and presumably that's Miles Morales. But I love the way that they did it to where like it's there, the little tease is there, and down the line they can do something with it, or they couldn't do, or maybe they won't do anything with it. But it's just there, and that's really good world building. Because world building to me isn't just shoving a bunch of things from different a bunch of things, like teasing things that are definitely gonna happen, and be like, this is happening. Like in Batman v Superman, where like they have the where like they hack into Lex Luthor's computer or whatever. I think it's like a flash drive that they get. I don't remember, but it's like where you see like Flash, Aquaman, and Cyborg, and it's like, these are movies that are coming out. Like, that's not good world building. That's just your movie being an advertisement for other movies. With this, with them teasing Miles Morales, it's just like, yeah, maybe they'll do something with that. Maybe they won't. But it's an option. And because like 10 years down the line, they can introduce Miles Morales and it would totally work. It's just such again, I'm just gonna continue talking about how much I love this movie. I'm just gonna end the video now because I could go on for like an hour talking about how much I love this movie. Yeah, so I don't know. Tell me if what you like about Spider-Man: Homecoming as well. If you don't like it, or if I didn't mention some like bad things in the movie, like, I don't know. I literally can't think of anything else, but I'm sure like there's something that somebody could say about it that I'd be like, oh yeah, that's true. That wasn't great. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll respond to everything. Nobody's even probably gonna watch this video, so I'm just sending this into the void that is the internet. Along with all the other millions of videos uploaded to YouTube every single day, just lost in nothingness. It's just like the cold darkness of space. It's just nothing. Just nobody's ever gonna watch this. Nobody's ever gonna interact with it. This is really a fruitless effort. But anyways, subscribe, hit the bell, smash that like button, grab some merch in bio, the description. Get the Maverick merch if you're a Maverick. I don't have merch. I'm not Logan Paul. Maybe I am Logan Paul. Maybe I'm Logan Paul, but this is what he does in his downtime. This is like his secret YouTube channel that nobody knows about. I am Logan Paul.